Welcome to Let's Talk Travel with George and Deanna, our new travel podcast from Lindsay Adventures. I'm George, that is Deanna, and we are Lindsay Adventures and love talking travel, and that's what we're here tonight to do. We have several things we're going to get to. Hi, Deanna.
How are you?
We're going to get to Jill Farney. She is going to be our guest on the podcast tonight, talking about her first experience with group travel. If you've never traveled with a group and you've thought about taking one of these adventures with us, she'll give you some great information on what it's like to be that first-time traveler. Things she loved, things that she really loved, and one moment she won't ever forget. And we have Jill coming up in just a couple of minutes. Also, we have just some information about Iceland. We'll get to that in just a minute or two. But let's start by saying good evening to Deanna. And are you ready for another episode of Let's Talk Travel?
I am ready. I have got the news scoops. I am ready to go.
All right. That's what we always start with here on our Let's Talk Travel. And that is that we talk about travel news headlines. Dun, 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 travel news headlines. Or something like that.
Something like that. Where's that?
Number one talking tonight is money. Things are a changing on the travel scene.
That's right. Money, your favorite subject. So travel costs are split right now. Some things are coming down in price and some things are going up in price. So which is what? What is which? Hotels, airfare, and rental cars all coming down in price. They've hit their peak last year, hotels in particular, and they are coming way down. So that should be great.
That's great news because, we saw that last year when we were traveling back and forth to Carolina, mostly for Matt's lacrosse playoffs and stuff like that. Rental car, especially the availability and the price of rental cars. And it's good to see that cost of airline prices coming down and hotels coming down. But if something's coming down, something tells me something's coming up. So what are we talking about there?
Food is going up. The most delicious food. Food costs are up all over the place. Restaurant costs are way up, so they pass that on to you, the people who eat that. So restaurants are more expensive. Also, venues are more expensive. Museums, concert tickets, movie tickets, almost everything. Tours are going up. Almost everything you can think of that you want to do when you get someplace, that's going to cost you more.
Yeah. And here's the thing that we always say is that's the thing that we love about group travel is that so many of your meals, especially breakfasts and dinners and things like that, are included in the price. So going in that you're going to be covered. Now, if you decide to opt out and do something on your own, you can do that. But one of the things that we do love about group travel is that it really kind of helps you set that price and set that budget. And we really enjoy that. All right. So,
and if you're not traveling with a group and you still want to save that money, think about hitting up the free days for your museums. Every museum has a nice free day. Look on your credit card for discounts to concerts and go to your local grocery store. It's a great way to see what other people are eating, and they usually have some really good stuff to try too.
We did that in Italy. We went to a little grocery store. They made a sandwich fresh. We took it back to our hotel balcony and looked out over the ocean and a beautiful sunset. And it was one of our favorite meals. So, all right, let's talk. Next thing is big event travel is going on. What is that all about?
There are a number of big sporting events this year. We all know the Winter Olympics are coming up. There's the Australian Open. There's the FIFA World Cup. I mean, there's stuff everywhere you look. And if you're not careful and you accidentally book your travel to one of these interesting places while that's going on, you are going to be unhappy. Unless you're planning to go for it, it's going to be a lot of people, more expensive, more crowds. So accessibility is going to be difficult.
And it's one of those things when you say accidentally, but I mean, it is one of those things that you don't think about it sometimes. And it's like, especially with FIFA, that's going to be here in the US. And it's like
Right.
there's sites all over the country. So you're thinking, oh, I might come to Houston or something like that. And it happens to be the weekend that they're hosting World Cup matches, and it's going to
Right.
be all crazy there. So, all right.
Right.
Our final item on our headline travel news headlines is something that we love to talk about and have been talking about for years, and that's ancestry based travel.
Right, right. So a lot of people that get those DNA kits and they do their ancestry and they're looking up their family heritage and suddenly they want to go see where great grandma was born, if it's Holland or Italy or Ireland or wherever.
Oh, yeah.
Um, Ancestry travel is big right now. There are tour groups that will set you up for a whole itinerary of the local churches where you can see your baptismal records, and this is the little town where great grand was born, or whatever. I think people are just really looking for that connection to their roots, where they came
Yeah.
from.
Yeah.
So,
I say that I think people are craving real. We see so
yeah.
much social media stuff where it's like one of the first questions we always ask now is that AI?
Is that
Is that
AI?
real or whatever? So I think
Yeah.
people are looking for that real connection, something raw a little bit.
Hmm.
And that brings me, by the way, to Iceland. Speaking of raw,
Well,
that's one of the
I
places
could
that
get there from.
well, that's one of the
Yeah.
places we love to talk about. I'm not sure
Yeah.
your ancestry is in Iceland, but
No.
it is one of those places that you walk away from just going, "Oh my gosh, that's a real place. That is
Yes.
something you don't see." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we are so excited about getting there. And of course, our Canadian Rockies trip. We're getting
Hmm.
ready. We just have about a week or so to go on that. If you want to go along, get your deposit in on those
Yep.
things. All right. That wraps up the travel news headline and
Mhm.
gets us to our guest tonight, one of your favorite people, Deanna.
I love Jill. She's my favorite. Between you and Jill, I kind of like
I
Jill a
know
little
she
better,
is.
just have to say.
All right. We're going to share with you a conversation that we had with Jill about traveling with Lindsay Adventures on her first group travel. Our guest tonight on the podcast is somebody who's very special to me because we worked together in radio years ago.
Years and years ago.
As a matter of fact, before Deanna and I even got married, this lady was giving me advice, and I think the best advice she ever gave me: don't screw this up, George. Don't screw it up.
I don't know if I should thank Jill or not thank her. I don't know.
That's difficult. Our guest tonight is Jill Farney. She is joining us from her house tonight in January here, Jill, but I see the Christmas tree is still up.
Yes, we're still decorated in the house. I just had knee surgery last week, so I can't take anything down until I'm well. So I'm just still living in the joy of Christmas.
All right, so I wanted to have you on as our first guest on the new podcast here because you're somebody that I think is absolutely the perfect person that we talk about when we talk about group travel and going with us. And even though you and I knew each other years ago when we worked in radio and we've kept in touch, this was something new for you. What made you think at the very beginning, hey, this is something I might like to do?
Well, I had followed Lindsay Adventures before we ever decided to go on a trip with you, just friends and knowing what you were doing and looking at the trips and stuff. And I was sitting at the hospital. Craig was having knee replacement surgery, and the Switzerland, Austria trip popped up. And I'm reading about it. Since I was a little girl, I've always wanted to go to Switzerland. Ever since I watched Heidi, running over the hill to Grandpa and everything, I thought, oh, on my bucket list. And so Craig, while still medically induced, I said, hey, how about going to Switzerland this year? And he goes, okay, whatever you want. So I proceeded to reach out to you all and ask questions. And then when he was not medicated, I revisited it with him, and we both decided it was a trip that we wanted to do, and was very
Now,
happy that we did.
You've traveled before. Years ago, you traveled overseas, but this was the first time in how long when you traveled to Switzerland with us?
It switched. So the first time I went was in '96, and it was England and Paris, all of like London, Paris, and that. But so '96 was the first time I ever went overseas. You all were the second. So, and I'd been other places, but never overseas or out of the country.
Were you nervous about it?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I love to
Okay.
travel.
Yeah.
Was Craig nervous about it?
A little. I think his nervousness was more of let's get there and get this started. Let's get the party
Yeah.
started. Okay. Yeah.
What if you had one thing that surprised you most about the trip? Is there something that kind of stands out?
Giving up control. I like to I like to control things, or I thought I did, but the ease of I really enjoyed not having to think about what all we're going to do and where we're going to go. So I think that surprised me, how easy I was able to not have to worry about anything, and it didn't drive me crazy. Short drive.
So control freaks, pay attention. Okay, pay
Yeah.
attention to that. Right. Yeah. Your first experience with group travel. Talk
Was
to
you
me
all?
about that.
I liked it. We met some great people that I'm still friends with on Facebook. Met a wonderful couple, Ed and Nancy. Nancy and
Oh
I still
yeah, yeah.
text from time to time. Yeah. Yeah. So enjoyed just meeting different people from different parts of the country, and just getting to know them, because the only people that Craig and I knew when we went were you and Deanna. So that it was nice getting to meet other people and getting to and I like the fact that it's not like you're always with the same people. You get to experience a little bit of everybody.
Yeah.
I like
And
doing that.
I think that's difficult sometimes to express to people about how you really do have control over how much you're with somebody or not with somebody, or
Right.
who you sit with at dinner, that
Right.
kind of stuff. It
Yes.
is something that, and you start developing those friendships. I think Deanna and I always say that's one of the greatest things we love about what we do is the community that we're building. I mean, I see people
yeah.
at Nancy, some other people, Donna from Houston, that still comments on stuff when you're online or you comment
Oh
on
yeah.
their stuff. And I just love that.
I do too. And the people that I've connected with on Facebook, it's kind of the same thing. And when I watch your other travels that you've done since the Switzerland, Austria trip, it's like I see people that we met that were on our trip with us. And I was like, oh, look, there's so and so. So I love that. And I love the fact that it's like just a little travel community.
Yeah, and that's honestly, Jill, that's been our goal from day one, is to try to build that community. And it's funny, we're getting ready to go to Portugal, and one of the ladies was like, "Hey, who's going on this trip that I know? Who are the friends that I
Right.
already know?" And then the last thing she said was, "I can't wait to see them, and I can't wait to meet new friends." So I really like that.
Yeah.
So.
There you, and that's true too. I'm anxious to see who's going on the Iceland trip with us. I know we're
Yeah.
bringing friends of ours are coming with us, so it'll be their first time experiencing this, your travel group and everything. So we're looking forward to introducing new people too. And you all have a wonderful way of welcoming everybody. Nobody, if they're traveling alone, they don't feel like they're traveling alone. If everybody
Thank
just
you.
kind of congregates. So, and that comes from the top.
Well, the biggest compliment you can give us is that you're inviting your friends to go along with us.
Yes.
It really honestly is.
Yeah.
So,
Well, wait till you meet. No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Did you have a favorite moment? I mean, not a big, like on the top of the mountain or anything, but was there a moment that you thought, this is so cool? Was there something that you really thought, oh, I would love to do this again?
Well, the whole trip I'd do again in a heartbeat. I remember in Bern when we were at top at the little bar up on top, and the sun was setting.
Oh yeah.
And you saw the
Yeah.
snow cap, just the colors and everything. That was just a moment that I won't ever forget. And then there was our last meal where the full moon was out, and you're looking up the street as we're coming out of the restaurant. Just so many different things, or whether it's sitting in the middle of the cafes in the middle of the street in Austria, having our little drinks or whatever it was, just so many that I can't name one. I just can't.
It's so funny too, because one of my favorite memories of that trip actually took place in a little cafe in Innsbruck. And I think there was just a total of 6 of us that we were all walking around looking, hey, we want to go out to dinner. And it's like, there's a place across the river. Let's go across the river. And we sat there in that little cafe and drank wine and had food. And it
drank
was
more wine. The food was excellent. The company was better. So yes.
I love it. Yeah. But I think it's good for people to hear from other folks a little bit about what we do and maybe a little perspective, because that's something that you can give that we're so close to it. Sometimes I think we lose the perspective of what we do, but we sure appreciate you being on the show today. Hey,
my pleasure. I look forward to seeing you guys soon. And then also we're looking forward to Iceland. Already starting to plan the wardrobe.
That's right. That's right. We can't wait. Well, thank you, first of all, for this and telling me not to mess it up when we were dating and you and I were at the radio
I can't believe you listened. I cannot believe you listened, but I'm very proud of you for it. And look how this has turned out. I can't believe you didn't name either of the boys
thanks
after
for
me.
being on with us. Thanks for being on with us tonight, Jill.
All right. Bye.
She is absolutely wonderful, one of our favorite people to travel with. And again, hopefully that just gives you a little feeling about what we do and what it's like to travel with Lindsay Adventures. Now, next week on the show, we're going to turn things completely around because we're going to be talking with one of our favorite tour managers, Christina, who was our tour manager when we were in Italy and the Amalfi Coast. And she's going to talk about all kinds of things, what it's like in Europe. What are the first time mistakes a lot of people make when they travel? What about tipping over there? How do the tour guides and everything feel about that? So we're going to get some of the inside information for those of you that are going to be traveling either with us or on your own when you go to Europe, of some insider information from an expert that by the way, you're going to love. She is absolutely wonderful. So that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. If this touched a nerve with you, or you know somebody that you think might benefit from thinking about group travel and they're a little hesitant about it, share this video with them or share our YouTube page and let them see what we're all about. We always appreciate you all being here on Let's Talk Travel with George and Deanna here tonight from Lindsay Adventures.